so like I said in the chat, this is an experiment. Even beyond the experimental times, if it works out and I keep doing it, I'm always open for topics. I love to improvise, etc. So if you happen to catch up on this and have anything that you'd like me to depart from or to work off, let me know. I'm all in for ideas. But yeah. Hey, Fuchikama, thanks. Glad to hear the sound quality is good. That's always a first requirement. Besides, can't be messing up this Wheat October. This is basically a flip of a Cortez classic. So you'll be hearing a lot of, sort of DJ classics, either ones that become party staples or ones that are kind of like DJ's well-kept secrets. So I'm live right now on Mixcloud, on Twitch, and on YouTube. So you can pick whichever mechanism seems to work best for you. I should do this. I should post like the thread that I use, my bookmarking thread, that way. Yeah, so Reddit said, I mean, I kind of get it. They weren't, it's really expensive to maintain video streams, and I guess they didn't think they were making enough money. I don't know how, given all the awards people were handing out. I mean, I got a few turn-ins, which I guess the Reddit Maximum Awards, and I know that, people are spending hundreds of dollars to redeem one turn-in, and I know other streamers were getting stuff like that, so surely they could have found a way to make money, even like restricting the length of the streams, or only allowing people to keep up certain streams for a certain number of streams permanently, so that I would only keep my best streams on Reddit and archive the rest. They could have figured it out, but they didn't. They just killed the whole thing. It's really frustrating. So building up the audience from scratch on these, other platforms, learning as I go along, hey, I'll stream to one person, I'll stream to, hundreds of thousands like it was in Reddit sometimes. Doesn't matter. I have fun doing this, so. But yeah, too bad about Reddit. But yeah, enough about that. Let me just get to it. Let me see, what's a good poem to open up this set? Secret. I didn't get to do quite as much prep as I'd hoped to. So a lot of it is going to be from poems that I have offhand. So I know, I do have a list of books I've memorized, because otherwise I'd have no hope then. Song in the Valley of Nemea. Sing quiet, quiet, quiet there. Song for the brides of Argos, combing their swarms of golden hair. Quiet, quiet, quiet there. Quiet, quiet, quiet there. Only the sword can celebrate. the drum can celebrate. Only the adjective outlived them. Song in the valley of Nemea. Sing quiet, quiet, quiet there. Tone of the frog in the empty well. Drone of the ball bee on the cold skull. Quiet, quiet, quiet. Some Gwendolyn Brooks. Might have to work on this microphone position. I feel like I gotta leap up on y'all to talk.
I wrote this poem because I passed by a pool hall in my community in Chicago. I saw inside this pool room a bunch, as I say in the poem, of 7 youngsters shooting pool during school time. And instead of saying to myself, why aren't they in school? I said to myself, I wonder how they feel about themselves. It seemed to me that they would want to thumb their noses at the establishment.
You tell him, Gwendolyn.
I used the month of June as my establishment symbol because that's non-controversial. Everybody loves June. So if they thought about these matters in any conceptual way, they would want to jazz June.
Jazz June.
This poem was banned because of the word jazz, which was understood to be a sexual reference.
Well,
that was not my intention.
So is rock and roll.
I have no objection if it helps anybody. But I was thinking of music. The pool players, 7 at the Golden Shovel.
Hey. And now the poem itself.
We, real cool, we left school, we learn late, we strike straight, we sing, sin, we then gin, we jazz June, we die soon.
What we?
Die soon.
Uh-oh, we.
Die soon.
Let's run that back. Oh, that poem.
Real cool, we real cool, we left school, we learn late, we strike straight, we sing sin, we then gin, we jazz June, we die soon.
I like the way she said, we jazz June. We real cool. Yeah, it's kind of cool how a lot of those words that are connected to black music now are connected to what do you call it? To sex, you know. So jazz, yep, you know, is a slang. Rock and roll were slangs. The only thing is hip hop. I don't think hip hop was ever a prurient slang, but you know, hip hop special. I mean, hip hop's so clean and pure. Clean, pure as the driven snow. I mean, hip hop is so clean. Wouldn't you know that everybody, including Dionne Warwick, who wanted to ban it, just hadn't given it a chance. They should hand it a moment and say, listen, you can teach our kids, because they might be out there preparing to do bids in the latest penitentiary, but just in the century, we will recognize it as the art form, as the pure norm, as the new musical emulation for our generation of those who are always willing for the celebration to get down. Someone in the other room is like, what are we talking about? I don't know if they're talking about me. Anyway, yes, so hip hop is the cleanest term in modern musical parlance, I think. That's pretty cool. Still, we jazz, June, we die soon, as Gwendolyn Brooks likes to say. All right. So that's Gwendolyn Brooks with a little Sade to go with it. Twas brillig, and the slithy toes did gyre and gimble in the wave. All mimsy were the borough groves, and the mome rats outgrayed. Beware the jabberwock, my son, the jaws the tear, the teeth the catch. Beware the jub bird, and shun frumious bandersnatch. Audio might be a little hot. That's 10 it. Yeah, my mixer says it's clipping. Sorry if it is. I'm trying to adjust it without. Wait, hang on. Ooh, I see what's going on. Wow. Okay, back to the poem. Where was I? I'm just gonna start from the beginning. 'Twas brillig, and the slithy toes did gyre and gimble in the wave. All mimsy were the borough groves, and the mome rats outgrayed. Beware the jabberwock, my son, the jaws the tear, the teeth the catch. Beware the jub bird and shrunt, the frumious bandersnatch. He took his vorpal sword in hand, long time the manxome foe he sought. So rested he by the tum-tum tree, and stood a while in thought. At ass and uffish thought he stood. The jabberwock with eyes of flame came whiffling through the tulgey wood. He burbled as he came. Wait. Comes next again. One, two, and through. The vorpal sword went snicker snack. He left it dead, and with its head, he went galumphing back. He went galumphing back. And hast thou slain the jabberwock? Come to my arms, my beamish boy. O Frabjeste, Kalukale. He chortled in his joy. Was brillig, and the slithy toes did gyre and gimble in the wave. All mimsy were the borough groves, and the mome rats outgrayed. Yeah, the Jabberwock is one of those favorites. A poem with mostly nonsense words. But yeah, I'll come back to it. Yeah, Fuchikoma. Oh, they're going to take Reddit IPO. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm sort of interested, but in the end, it's just kind of like, well, it's gone. Maybe after they go IPO, they'll come back and sort themselves out. But it was kind of frustrating because, you know, it's a good place to build an audience, and, you know, it's just a good place to have fun. Decent community, you know, like you, everyone else. So, what can we do? That's the vicissitudes of the internet. Things come, things go. They say yes, and then they say no. It's like Google shutting down the latest product. It's just what they do. I don't know, what's good? What would go good with this Ali Shaheed Muhammad break? Ooh, new descending the staircase. Let me see how well I remember that. Actually. Ooh, no. Let's go Pain by George Russell, aka I. Why his nickname is I've forgotten the backstory. Men have made them gods of love, sun gods, givers of the rain, deities of hill and grove. I have made a god of pain. Of my God, I know this much, and in singing I repeat, though there's anguish in his touch, yet his soul within is sweet. Men have made them gods of love, sun gods, givers of the rain, deities of hill and grove. I have made a god. I mean, that should be a heavy metal lyric. Has no heavy metal band turned I's poem Pain into a track yet? Because if they haven't, they're missing a trick. And if someone has, I mean, I might just not know. Yeah, let me know. That would be fun. That would be fun to listen to. I have made a god of pain. full fathom 5. My father lies up his bones of corals made. Those are pearls that were his eyes. Those are pearls that were his eyes. Those are pearls that were his eyes. Nothing of him that doth fade, but doth suffer the sea change into something rich and strange. The sea nymphs hourly ring his knell. Hark now, I hear them ding dong bell. Pearls that were his eyes. I said, those are pearls that were his eyes. Come on, those are pearls that were his eyes. I said, those are pearls that were his eyes. Come on, those are pearls that were his eyes. Yes, those are pearls that were his eyes. Nothing of him that doth fade, but doth suffer a sea change into something rich and strange. Sea nymphs hourly ring his bell. That's Nell, sorry. The sea nymphs hourly ring his knell. Hark now, I hear them ding dong bell. Oh, that's kind of cool. Shakespeare with James Brown backing. Full fathom 5. That's of course Tempest. Ariel song from the Tempest. Shakespeare classic. Teachers, this is what you put in your curriculum. Bet you get those kids paying a bit more attention. Window seat, y'all. Woo. I mean, after the terrors of being deep down under with Shakespeare's nymphs, we're gonna fly high over the land and sea into high welcome, the vault of eternal aspiration. As long as we offset our carbon credits. Give me that window seat. How about some more Gwendolyn Brooks? I mean, there's no such thing as too much Gwendolyn Brooks.
Language of the unheard, Martin Luther King. John Cabot, out of Wilma, once a Wycliffe, all white blue rose below his golden hair, wrapped richly in right linen and right wool, almost forgot his jaguar and Lake Bluff, almost forgot Grand Tule, which is the best thing that ever happened to Scotch, almost forgot the sculpture at the Richard Gray and Distelheim, the kidney pie at Maxim's, the Grenadine de Boeuf at Maison Henri, because the Negroes were coming down the street, because the poor were sweaty and unpretty, not like two dainty Negroes in Winnetka, and they were coming toward him in rough ranks, in seas, in windsweep. They were black and loud, and not detainable, and not detainable. Gross, que tue grossier. John Cabot itched instantly beneath the nourished white that told his story of glory to the world. Don't let it touch me, the blackness. Lord, he whispered to any handy angel in the sky. But in a thrilling announcement, on it drove and breathed on him and touched him. In that breath, the fume of pigfoot, chitterling, and cheap chili, malign, mocked John. And in terrific touch, old averted doubt jerked forward decently, cried, Cabot, John, you are a desperate man, and the desperate die expensively today. John Cabot went down in the smoke and fire and broken glass and blood, and he cried, Lord, forgive these niggas that know not what they do.
Gwendolyn Brooks classic. What I gotta say is, are you ready? Ready or not? Gonna find you. If some vengeful God will call to me from up the sky and say, thou suffering thing, know that thy sorrow is my ecstasy, that thy love's loss is my hate's profiting. Then I would bench it, clench myself and die. Half ease in the sense of ire unmerited, half ease in that a powerfuler than I had willed and meted out the tears I shed. Sorry again, I messed that up actually. Sorry any Thomas Hardy fans out there, that's obviously Hap by Thomas Hardy. Alright, Get it right. If some vengeful god would call to me from up the sky and laugh, thou suffering thing, know that thy sorrow is my ecstasy, that thy love's loss is my hate's profiting. Then would I bear it, clench myself and die, steeled in a sense of ire unmerited, half eased in that a powerfuler than I had willed and meted out the tears I shed. But not so. How arrives it joy lies slain, and why blooms the best hope ever sown. Crass casualty obstructs the sun and rain, and dicing time for gladness casts a moan. These purblind doomsters had us readily strown blisses about my pilgrimage as pain. Ooh, wait a minute, back to pain? Hang on. I'm not meaning to be like that today. I know, but, yeah, I know. That's where the break took me. But yeah, I love that Thomas Hardy classic because he's like, I guess that was like early age of agnosticism, right? Thomas Hardy was always like on the edge. He's just kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna write some religious stuff and I'm gonna write some stuff that's like, I'm not so sure about all this, nonsense. So he's like, hey, if there was a God who was like, look, you're suffering everything you're suffering because I hate you, he's like, I take it. I'd be cool. I'd be like, okay, there's nothing I can do. Somebody hates me. They're making my life miserable. Nothing I can do but take it, right? But he's like, no, that's not true. It's not some God saying, I hate you. That's why all this bad stuff's happening to you. It's just pure dumb luck. It's chance. It's happenstance. And that's even more infuriating than the idea of being smitten down by some sky spirit from on high. So yeah, I love that poem. What was that, like 1890 something? Here, I did have pull up the text for cases where my memory was escaping me. Yeah, I know, it doesn't say. 1890-ish, I believe. So on one hand, I'm kind of like, man, that must have been some subversive stuff. But then, of course, I mean, the roaring 20s were only 30 decades later, or 3 decades later. So, go figure. Anyway, hope y'all vibing with this. A little poetry, some classic breaks here. Of course, we got the classic Ready or Not break, known for Missy Elliott's or Timbaland's treatment, or the Fugees' treatment, etc. Oh, Fuchikoma, yes, you have to look up Gwendolyn Brooks for real. Gwendolyn Brooks is a national treasure. She is an icon. She is amazing. Yeah, no, her poems, they cut, they slice in all directions. And she was a child prodigy too. She published her first book at 17 or something like that. She was like the Amanda Gorman of her day, except, no president was about to call Gwendolyn Brooks up to be the inaugural poet, that's for sure. Speaking of inaugural poets, man, we've had some really bad ones until Amanda Gorman redeemed the whole shtick. I mean, Elizabeth Alexander for Bill Clinton, come on now, that was whack. That was straight up Widak, that poem. Don't look it up, trust me, it's a bad poem. Praise Song for a Day, I believe she called it. Then they had Maya Angelou, yes, for his second term, which, you gotta respect. That's Maya Angelou. Not my favorite poet, but, of course, an icon of the arts and of the civil rights struggle, so no shade. And then, I forgot. I'm blanking on the other one, but yeah, we haven't had great luck with Poets Laureate, so. Amanda Gorman, man, she killed that shit. I even wrote a poem about it myself, but I digress. Let's get to the next break. Speaking of the Fuji.
We used to be number 10. Now we permanent at one. Why Clef preachers on Ichiban. Listen, this is Tin Can. I'm your candy handyman. Me without shoes like American without the cool fellow. Dance hall, stay mellow. All that gun talk would've thought you die yellow. Damn, another hero wanna be. Now he sleeps with his friends in the mortuary. Dude, I find it rude when you intrude. My pistol nozzle hits your nasal, doodle comes out your anal just because you're buff. Don't play tough, cause I'll reverse the earth and turn your flesh back to dust. The dust, the dust, the dust, the dust.
Gold is found, but thoughts are uncovered. Diamonds are mined. Oil is discovered. Gold is found, but thoughts are uncovered. Wool is sheared, silk is spun. Weaving is hard, but words are fun. Highways span, bridges connect. Country roads ramble, but I suspect if I took a rainbow ride, I could be there by your side. Metaphor has its point of view, illusion and illusion too. Meter, verse, classical free poems are what you do to me. Let's look at this one more time, since I put this rap to rhyme.
Is
When I
quality
take
to
my
that
rainbow
pour on
ride,
Twitch?
you'll be right there at my side.
I guess I should
bop,
watch some of
bop,
these back in chat.
bop.
Sorry.
Diamonds are mine.
I should not
Oil is
be.
discovered. Gold.
I shouldn't be interrupting Nikki Giovanni. That's Nikki Giovanni, a poem for Langston Hughes. Let's run it back without my big fat lip.
Diamonds are mine. Diamonds are mine. Diamonds are mine. Oil is discovered. Gold is found, but thoughts are uncovered. Wool is sheared, silk is spun. Weaving is hard, but words are fun. Highways span, bridges connect. Country roads ramble, but I suspect if I took a rainbow ride, I could be there by your side. Metaphor has its point of view, illusion and illusion too. Meter, verse, classical free poems are what you do to me. Let's look at this one more time, since I put this rap to rhyme. When I take my rainbow ride, you'll be right there at my side. Hey bop, hey ree bop.
Nikki Giovanni, a poem for Langston Hughes. Another one you should look up if you're not familiar with her. Another legend. Pull up the tempo a bit for the last couple. Final 10 minutes or so. Because it doesn't only have to be slow-ass poetry snaps pace. Blue is a river that ferries the moon. Blue is the moon on the rush of the river. This is the high time, rarefied grace. Under the full swan wings of glacier. This is the high tide as stories are told. When glaciers seem full as seas on the moon. The world is changing, go back to the stories. A swan wing glacier is at the height of June. When the world feels mad, it offers you magic. Deep magic through stories from an age ago. The swan spread flight of the 10-mile range over moon on the blue, blue river and flow. The world is changing, we are the agents. We agents gone mad in the heat of the moon. Old stories, old magic, return for a moment. Blue is the river, blue is the moon. Blue is the river, blue is the moon. Blue is the river, blue is the moon. Blue is the river that carries the moon. Blue is the moon on the rush of the river. This is the high time, rarefied grace. Under the full Titan glacier. This is high tide, the stories are told. When glaciers seem full as seas on the moon. The world is changing. Go back to the stories. The swan wing glaciers at the height of June. When the world feels mad, it offers you magic. When the world feels mad, it offers you magic. Deep magic through stories from an age ago. The swan spread flight at the 10-mile range over moon on the blue, blue river and flow. The world is changing. We are the agents. The angels gone mad in heat and high noon. Old stories, old magic. Return for a moment. Blue is a river. Blue is the moon. Blue is the river. Blue is the moon. Blue is the moon. Blue is the river. Blue is the river. Blue is the moon. Blue is the river. Blue is the moon. Downs by me. Blue Moon, Blue River. Hey, I showed remarkable restraint, waiting until the last 10 minutes or so to pull out one of my own, but you know. Sometimes with the poems by others that I love, it's kind of hard to figure out how they fit into a bit of more of a tempo, but I often kind of write with that in mind. I mean, there are a few. You work on it enough, you know. I caught this morning's menu, kingdom of daylight still found. Got the brown John Falconers riding up the road and steady, steady air, steady hard there. I rolling upon the rain, the ring of this ecstasy. And off, for a fountain swing. The skates here, sweet smooth on the bow bend. The hurling gliding, creep off the big wind. My heart and hiding, stir for her, they achieve off the mastery of the thing. No wonder. Sheer applaud makes cloud down silly and shine. And blue bleak embers, my dear, fall guard themselves. Golden Lily. I mean, Gerald Manley Hopkins is always my go-to for that sort of thing, because he's as crazy as I am. Okay, we're going to give the last poem and the last break. Where is that? Uh-oh, lost my place. Come back, Eliza, come back, girl.
Breakbeats have been the missing link connecting the diaspora community
between poetry
to its drum
and music.
Past. Whereas the quantized drum has allowed the whirling mathematicians to calculate the ever-changing distance between rock and stardom. Whereas the velocity of spinning vinyl cross-faded, spun backwards and re-released at the same given moment of recorded history, yet at a different moment in time's continuum, has allowed history to catch up with the present. We do hereby declare reality unkept by the changing standards of dialogue. Statements such as keep it real, especially when punctuating or anticipating modes of ultra-violence inflicted psychologically or physically, depicting an unchanging rule of events will henceforth be seen as retroactive and not representative of the individually determined is. Furthermore, as determined by the collective consciousness of this state of being and the lessened distance between thought patterns and their secular manifestations, the role of men as listening receptacles is to be increased by a number no less than 70% of the current enlisted as vocal aggressors. Motherfuckers better realize now is the time to self-actualize. We have found evidence that hip-hop stand at 85 RPM when increased by a number of at least half the rate of its standard, or decreased to 3/4 of its speed, may be a determining factor in heightening consciousness. Studies show that when a given norm is changed in the face of the unchanging, the remaining contradictions will parallel the truth. Equate rhyme with reason, sun with season. Our cyclical relationship to phenomenon has encouraged scholars to erase the sentence of periods, thus symbolizing the nonlinear character of cause and effect. Reject mediocrity. Your current frequencies of understanding
outweigh that which has been given to you to understand.
The current standard is the equivalent of an adolescent restricted to the diet of an infant. The rapidly changing body would acquire dysfunctional and deformative symptoms and could not properly mature on a diet of applesauce and crushed pears. Life years are interchangeable with years of living in darkness. The role of darkness is not to be seen as or equated with ignorance, but with the unknown and the mysteries of the unseen. Thus, in the name of Robeson, Godson, Hurston, Akhenaten, Hatshepsut, Blackfoot, Helen, Lennon, Kahlo, Kali, the Three Marias, Tara, Lilith, Lord, Whitman, Baldwin, Ginsburg, Kaufman, Lumumba, Gandhi, Gibran, Shabazz, Siddhartha, Medusa, Guevara, Gurdjieff, Brand, Wright, Banneker, Tubman, Hamer, Holiday, Davis, Coltrane, Morrison, Joplin, Du Bois, Clark,
Gwendolyn, Nikki Giovanni,
Gay, Hathaway, Hendrix, Kuti, Dickerson, Riverton, Mary, Isis, Teresa, Hansberry, Tesla, Plath, Rumi, Bellini, Michaud, Nostradamus, Nefertiti, Larock, Shiva, Ganesha, Yemaya, Oshun, Obatala, Ogun, Kennedy, King, Four Little Girls, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, Kella, Biko, Perón, Marley, Magdalene, Cosby, Shakur, those who burned, those still aflame, and the countless unnamed. We claim the present as the precinct, as the hereafter. We are unraveling our navel so that we may ingest the sun. We are not afraid of the darkness. We trust that the moon shall guide us. We are determining the future at this very moment. We know that the heart is a philosopher's stone. Our music is our alchemy. We stand as the manifested equivalent of 3 buckets of water and a handful of minerals, thus realizing that those very buckets turned upside down supply the percussive factor of forever. If you must count to keep the beat, then count. Find your mantra and awaken your subconscious. Carve your circles counterclockwise. Use your cipher to decipher coded language, man-made laws. Climb waterfalls and trees. Commune with nature, snakes and bees. Let your children name themselves and claim themselves as the new day. For today, we are determined to be the channelers of these changing frequencies into songs, paintings, writings, dance, drama, photography, carpentry, craft, love, and love. We enlist every instrument, acoustic, electronic, every so-called gender, race, sexual preference, every person as beings of sound, to acknowledge their responsibility to uplift the consciousness of the entire fucking world. Any utterance unaimed will be disclaimed, will be
named, 2 rappers slain.
Any utterance unaimed will be disclaimed, will be maimed.
2 rappers slain. Finishing with a man right after my heart, Saul Williams. He sees the connection between poetry and hip hop, always has. And by the way, I'm sure anybody who's interested in a stream like this would definitely have heard Saul Williams' seminal album, Amethyst Rockstar, from which this track. If you haven't, you've got to cop that. Amethyst Rockstar, Saul Williams. Any utterance unaimed will be disclaimed, will be named to rappers slain. Hope you enjoyed this stream. I've always loved poetry since I was a kid. I've always loved hip hop since I was a kid. I never understood why you got poetry in this ivory tower, old ass school looking motherfucking environment over here, and you got hip hop out in the streets, out in the warehouses, under the streetlights, out in the park, spinning, backbending, throwing your hands up, getting down on the cardboard. That's hip hop. Why can't that be poetry? As far as I'm concerned, they go together. The poets that we call hip hoppers, that we call rappers, are the manifestation of the new Renaissance. There has been no advancement of poetic endeavor in the history of mankind like the Renaissance until now, in which I think we have exceeded the Renaissance. The likes of Mos Def, Talib Kweli, the likes of Rakim, the likes of Nas, the likes of, I shouldn't even start because I'm gonna just play myself with all the names that I'm gonna forget. But you think about them, all the great rappers that we have in our midst, right? The Black Thoughts of the world, all these rappers, they are advancing the art of words, the art of articulation, the art of communication, the art of raising human consciousness. They are advancing it beyond a level that has been seen, beyond reason of what we should be able to accomplish with the tools that are given to kids in the inner city. And that's why I think I'll be back to do this again. Poetry in the breaks. Hope y'all enjoyed this. If you came back on replay to catch it, drop a comment. Let me know what you think. If you have any ideas, topics, whatever, let me know. This is experimental. May the experiment continue. Peace, y'all. Out.